Eid Mubarak, wishing you and your loved ones a very happy and blessed Eid with lots of love, peace, prosperity, and togetherness coming your way. Well, I have an Eid special to share, and it's with Junah Balungcas, a story I've been waiting to share for quite some time now. Junah owns her own restaurant called Bow Friend in Silicon Oasis in Dubai and recently launched in Abu Dhabi at the Cornish. She talks about her journey from being a nurse by the day to turning an entrepreneur by the night, traveling regularly from Dubai to Elaine, coming back, managing this business with all her passion and sisteral expertise because it runs in the blood. She talks about using the freshest of ingredients, going out of that way to source right, tells me which are the dishes that you must try if you're at Bow Friend, apart from the recently launched Eid special called the Golden Brisket Bow, which I believe is a must try. And she also tells me about how she has navigated rapid expansion in the city, why marketing is important, what's there to learn from consumers. Here's a fun soul, extremely passionate about what she does, and equally down to earth, sharing a journey that is a must watch, whether you have been following me for quite some time now or are new to this platform. Go check it out. And until the next time, I'll see you soon because this is Karishma Connect. So, firstly, Junah, thank you so much for joining me on Karishma Connect today. It's been a pleasure to host you, and I'm really looking forward to our conversation and actually getting to know more about Bow Friend because it's the first time I've heard about it. And I'm so glad and grateful to this podcast for connecting me to you for the story. So, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
To begin with, Junah, the first thing that I do on this podcast is tell people just dive right in. Tell me about how you started. What's your journey been like? What makes it special to be where you are today? And basically, your passion, your why. Dig right in.
Yeah. So I started in UEE as a nurse. So I'm a registered nurse by profession.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And up to this date, I am still doing the job that I love, which is nursing. But I am now managing a unit, which is maternal and fetal medicine unit. So I am working in Al Ain full time as a unit manager. And I am also managing mother and fetuses clinic in Sharjah. So I am
Wow.
handling 2 clinics as of the moment as a unit manager. And aside from that, so yes, I have founded Bao Friend Restaurant. We have 2 branches now. We have one in Dubai Silicon Oasis, and the other one which opened last March 11, which is in Corniche, Abu Dhabi.
Wow.
And yes, so we just opened a soft opening, and have been busy doing both managing clinics as well as overlooking and seeing how the running the restaurant. Yeah.
How do you do that?
So I have a very good schedule. So in the morning, my duty in the clinic is from 8 to 5. So
Okay.
after that, I have nothing else to do. So that's another maybe 6 hours of me, managing the restaurant at the same time. Doing the other clinic, which is in Sharjah clinic, it doesn't need much of my attention because it's new. So so I just do it remotely, communicate with staff, whatever is the concern. But I don't usually go to the Sharjah clinic unless they ask me to or if needed. So maybe I go once or twice a month for Sharjah clinic. But in Al Ain, I go drive every day in the morning to
Oh,
go to Al Ain because it's in Al Ain and I live in Dubai.
oh my God.
So yes, so I have to go to Al Ain in the morning, drive back to Dubai after my work at 5. So I arrive in Dubai like 6:30 and go to the restaurant and see if everything is running smoothly, And in between, I do have time to coordinate on things, arranging events and caterings, and this kind of things. Yeah.
That's just wonderful. You've put me. I'm spellbound by the way you handle your schedule because F&B and hospitality and be it a clinic or health, all these different fields are so demanding in terms of
Yes.
just your time to be there and to make sure that you're always giving your consistent focus. And I wonder how you
Yes.
do that with an F&B joint. How did that bridge happen actually?
Actually, I am lucky. I have a very good team. So I have a manager in both restaurants. I have the head chef who manages everything in the kitchen. So I'm just lucky to have them, and it's easier for me. I am not like the person who will go over one by one logistics and all of that. So yeah, I have a good team. So and in the clinic also, we have a very good system, which is very organized. So it's not very difficult for me to manage. And I have been managing it for like 4 years. So like it's already a routine for me.
Yeah.
So I don't, yeah. So it's easier than what people think.
And how did you like from healthcare to the F&B business, what kind of attracted you to take up this opportunity?
Okay, so I think it runs from the blood because my mom runs a small, like a cafeteria, a small one in the Philippines.
Oh, lovely.
So yeah, and we have also a meat shop in the Philippines. So like we've been in the business, and I love food. I love to try food. Me and my husband, we always go out every single day to try different kinds of food. We don't cook actually. So and we are very adventurous with food.
It's
So
lovely.
we try every cuisine that you can think of, especially in Dubai.
Mm.
So yeah, and we think and my husband at the same time, all his family also, they were having different they were also in the F&B business, especially the siblings. So like yeah, I think it runs in the blood, and we are very interested in Dubai because of course it is Dubai. It's a lucrative and rewarding opportunity. And there are a lot of several reasons why we wanted to open in Dubai. And so that was the main branch. And now we have Corniche, which is also uh, we are hoping for the best because it's our first time to
Mm.
have this F&B, and Baofriend is our first baby. So we are learning step by step on how we are going to see the challenges and come up with solutions. So yeah.
When did you start Boyfriend?
So we opened Baofriend August 15 last year, 2022. And yeah, after 6 months, we opened the Abu Dhabi branch.
That's a fast expansion. That's a very fast
Yeah, and
expansion.
we hope that we can do more in
Yeah,
the next few
absolutely.
years.
That's a great expansion. But tell me something, what are the kind of challenges that come in when you are expanding your business in the region, and how did you kind of overcome them?
Okay, so we did have a challenge when it comes to location. It is our first time, so we are not very familiar with studying location, choosing the right place. So that's our main challenge when we opened the Dubai Silicon Oasis. We
Mm.
saw the potential of the place, but then it is still new.
Mm.
So our customers were the offices, because the offices in Dubai Silicon Oasis, they're full in the Dubai Digital Park, like
Yeah.
they're all full, and mostly we are busy on weekdays, but on the weekends nobody is there. So
Mm.
our challenge is how to get those residents around Dubai Silicon Oasis. So really the location is the key. This is why when we opened the Abu Dhabi branch, we found a very good location that has huge parking, and like there's a lot of people, residents, and as well as, tourists, because it's in the Corniche.
Yeah.
So like people who will go to the park and go to the Corniche, and park in the area where we are, they can really see us. So the visibility is really good. So that's what we learned from the first branch.
Yeah, yeah.
The location is very important.
Yeah, these factors add up a lot because it really depends on the people around you, the people who are going to be eventually coming down to your restaurant and how accessible it
Exactly.
is. And also now I think there's a lot of influence of online platforms as well, right? On the F&B business.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So in our Dubai Silicon Oasis branch, we partner with almost all the aggregators you can think of. Talabat, Deliveroo, Karim, Noon, all of those, because we really have to be out there, because this is how we live now. Like
Yeah.
people go to these platforms and order their food, and especially if they don't want to go out of their place, and if it's summer, that's a very, very challenging for us. So yeah, so we partner with them. So hopefully to increase our, visibility around the area in Dubai Silicon Oasis.
And another growing challenge, I think, is also the evolving kind of consumer choices when it comes to food, right? Because you have more
Exactly.
consumers today who are very conscious about the ingredients or the choice of dietary preference, whether it's vegetarian.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dev, what have you observed about that, and how have you kind of
Yes.
made an effort to fit that into your menu?
Yeah, so actually, we've known that there are a lot of vegetarians, and we are focusing on Asian cuisine, and of course, there's a lot of Asian vegetarians. So we really thought of that when we were curating our menu. So we have a lot of vegetarian choices, for example, and we're moving forward to gluten-free.
Oh, wow. Lovely.
Yes, gluten-free baos, which our chefs are now working on, because some of our clients, they're asking, do you have gluten-free? So we also come up with another solution for those people who are very conscious with the carbs, because bao buns, they are carbs,
Yeah.
and there are people who are very conscious and they don't want to eat carbs. So we also come up with a solution where we serve them, instead of bao buns, we serve their food with nori.
What's
Nori toast. Yes.
nori toast?
So
More about that.
yes. So our bao buns, it's an open bun.
Mm.
So you fill with anything, savory things, chicken, beef, veg, and all of that. But then if there's one person who tells me, I don't want a bao bun, I want a healthy one, or I don't want carbs, so we exchange it with nori.
And what's nori made of?
So it's a seaweed,
Ah, okay.
basically.
Okay.
So we fry the seaweed
Ah,
and then put the fillings on them. So if they don't want carbs, we give them the nori.
okay.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah. So you've kept up with that trend of delivering.
Yes. So we have to adjust.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And how is it different from other Asian fusion restaurants in the UAE?
Okay. So we are the only restaurant in UAE that specializes in bao buns.
All of
Okay.
them.
Yes. So we have 19 different kinds of baos,
Wow.
different flavors, different colors, okay,
Huh.
different varieties. We have from breakfast bao, we have dessert baos, and our special baos. Have you heard about shakshuka bao?
No, I haven't.
Yes, exactly. So that's what
No.
we are very unique in terms of the choices of food. And there are bao buns in the country that they serve just maybe one or two flavors, like beef or chicken, and they incorporate it with their menu. But for us, we specializes on them. So
Yeah.
we have black baos, we have green baos, we have red baos, not just the white bao, you know. And we also come up with an idea of a burger.
Okay.
Okay. This
Okay.
is not a burger, it is a
Yeah.
burger. So what burger is? So instead of having a burger with a normal bun, which is the
Yeah.
bread,
Yeah.
our bread is the bao bun. So
Love it.
we put the bao bun and then all the the wagyu burger, all the slaw, all the cheeses and all of that. And it looks like a burger, but we call it a burger.
That's so
Yeah.
tempting and interesting to hear.
Yes, exactly. And the taste is so different because the bao bun itself, the taste of the bao bun complements really well with what's inside it.
Yeah, yeah. And you make it
Yeah,
fresh every day?
exactly. Yes, we do it in-house.
Hmm.
Daily, we make our own steamed bao buns.
That's
Yeah,
lovely.
that's what makes us unique as well because other people they buy frozen baos,
Hmm.
okay, from the supermarket or
Hmm.
from their vendors. It's already frozen, maybe coming from China or maybe they have their own vendors, but it comes frozen. And once they steam, okay, it looks very good, it's fluffy, but then you leave it for 5 minutes and then it will be hard and
Yeah.
it's not nice anymore. So yeah, so we steam our buns, we make our buns and steam our buns every single day. So it's really fresh in-house.
And for those who don't know, Junah, tell me what's the story behind Bao?
So basically, it has a very interesting history actually. So bao buns in China they call it like bao zi. Okay, it's a steam bun basically, but they call it bao zi.
Hmm.
So they believe that it had originated from long back. They have this legend in the Chinese that there's a Chinese military strategist who were assigned in a remote region in China. And
Okay.
then, of course, food supplies were scarce and the soldiers were starving.
Yes.
So he instructed his chef to make a special bread
Hmm.
that they can come up that they have to do it steam instead of baked.
Hmm.
Okay. And they just have to look for any ingredients that they can find around. And since it is a remote area, so and basically the bao buns is made of sugar, flour, yeast, so they have come up with the bun, which is they steamed it, and it is a fluffy bun, and then they put the filling on them, and yeah, that's what they call baozi. Normally, they fill it with pork. That's the
Hmm.
very famous in China. But of course, eventually they were able to, discover different types. They put fried chicken on them. They make desserts on them. So yeah, it's very Asian. It's from northern China.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting. And tell me, it's a culture that's a burst of flavors, right? And to kind of replicate that into miles away from the location that this dish was even curated in the first place, how did you
Yes.
manage to, whether it is sourcing the right ingredients, whether it is actually perfecting that taste, what's been your hack to all of that?
So actually, we were really into choosing the high quality ingredients, the authentic flavors, should be. So for example, if you want an Asian, and let's say for example, you want an Indian cuisine, you
Mm.
will have to make sure that you use the fresh herbs and spices from India, right?
Yeah,
To really have this authentic flavor or taste.
yeah.
So yeah, we do that. We also have we're very Asian flour that we
Mm,
use. We
mm,
source from Asia, other parts of Asia.
mm.
And yeah, and then we follow the traditional cooking techniques. So the bamboo baskets we use
Oh, wow. Wow.
for all of yes, and then we use the um, we have a very highly experienced chefs.
Yes.
So he's been working. He's an Indonesian chef. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
and yes, so of course, flavors of Asia. He
Yeah.
will be able to know basically. Yes, and he's very very experienced. He can think of his from his culture, their food, and he can incorporate it in the flavors that we have in our restaurant. And of course, we ask for feedback from customers. So, for example, in Dubai Silicon Oasis, we have a lot of Chinese customers.
Yeah.
All right.
That's proof, I
So
think, of
once
you getting
Yes,
it.
exactly. So you have to ask the feedback from your customers. Is it good? How was it? Was it authentic? If you try the food, would you be able to think of your hometown, and all those kind of things? Yeah. And of course, if they tell you things that you have to improve, then of course we are doing it with our chef and making sure that the food tastes really great. So once we opened Dubai, we were there for the past 4 months having dinner just to try the consistency of the food, making sure that the quality is still the same, making sure that it's properly cooked and the flavors are still the same. So yeah, that's what we did, just to make sure that there is consistency with the food that we offer to the customers.
And would that then be your advice for anybody who's looking to start out, especially in a city like Dubai and Abu
Okay.
Dhabi, that kind of loves its food so closely?
You really have to identify your target audience,
Mm.
because for example, for me, when I thought of bao buns, to specialize in bao buns, I also thought that I don't want only to cater to Asian population. I
Mm.
also want Arabs, for example, to try my food because I am in the Arab country, right? So
Mm.
that's why we come up with bao fafel, which
Oh,
is a falafel
wow.
in a bao.
You've got
Yes.
me hooked already.
Yes. And then, yeah, as what I have told you, shakshuka bao.
Yeah.
So those kind of things, like the Arab taste as well, we
Yeah.
we have to identify. So yeah, we also make some items of our menu to be able to cater in all nationalities. And aside from that, I think you also have to be creative and innovative. For example, I can do uh, bao buns
Mm.
and then just copy everyone else white bun and
Mm.
then put whatever I want, correct?
Yeah.
But then we thought of no, we want to be unique.
Mm.
So we come up with different colors of bao buns, different flavors, burgers. So it's totally different from the others. They
Yeah.
will copy us. We are not copying them,
Yeah.
correct? So
That's
yeah, so be creative and innovative at the same time. Also, I find it very, very important to invest in branding
mm.
and marketing.
Important.
Yeah, at the same time, because when you try, and I want you to try the restaurant, when you go and people go, they always think that is this a franchise? And
Mm.
then we said, no.
Mm.
Why? Because the branding is there and it's in your face and
Mm.
it's very unique because it's a fun and funky concept.
Mm.
And like the brand itself will tell you, oh, this is something different.
Mm.
And people think that it's already established
Mm.
because of how the brand looks like.
Mm.
And it's very important also for the marketing, especially that we are new.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have the name.
Mm.
We still have to build our name.
Yeah.
So marketing is very, very important, and it takes a lot of budget.
No,
Takes a lot of budget for
it's
for
interesting
the
that you're
person.
mentioning that at an early stage, because very often people tend to not look at it in an early stage. They tend to not realize the importance of starting early.
Yeah, it is really important. And I can say that it is very effective because when I go to communities, meet up with people and have this business community of Filipinos, for example. We have this Fearless Fab Flamingo
Mm.
and Philippine Business Council. So I go there, meet people, do my networking and all. People will tell me, hi, where are you from? And then said, hi, my name is Junah. Oh, you're Bao friend.
Oh,
They know me
because
from the restaurant name. They
yeah,
don't know my name. They know the
yeah,
restaurant's
yeah,
name.
that's the
Yeah.
biggest
So, oh, you are
compliment.
Bao friend. So that's how really marketing works.
Yeah,
People know my face as Bao friend, not as Junah.
yes,
So yeah.
but that's the
So
best.
investing in marketing is really, really the first thing that you have to consider also, especially if you are new in the market.
That's a lovely feeling to be even recognized like that. And true that, all your 3 points are so informative for the audience, especially in a region which is highly active on across platforms. I think we're one of the very
Exactly.
active populations. My last question to you is about
Okay.
dig right in and tell me what are the 3 things that people need to try when they enter Bar Friend?
Okay. So of course they have to try our best seller in bao buns, which is the short rib bao.
Okay.
Okay. So it's the beef. But of course, if you don't like beef, you can try yank chicken.
Okay.
Okay, that's for chicken lovers. And for vegetarian, you can try bao fafel bao. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, bao
Yep.
fafel. And then they can also try, if they want to try our burgers,
Mm.
we have our 14-hour smoked brisket burger.
Okay.
Yes, and katsu burger for chicken lovers. And for desserts, you have to try pashmak bao.
Pashma Bao, what's
The
that about?
pashmak bao. It's a totally different desserts you haven't tried, I think, in the country. And it has a special mousse that we have created. There's a fried bao on the side, sugar coated fried bao, and ice cream on top.
Wow.
And the Iranian cotton candy with pistachio.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
Lovely.
so you should come and try
Mouth
it.
watering. Yes,
Okay.
I'm absolutely gonna come and try it.
Yeah.
And to my listeners, well, you may not have your boyfriend, but you definitely have a bow friend now. That's
Exactly. We are your bow friend. And we have a tagline that says, not a one bite stand.
wow, lovely. Love it. Love it. Love it
Yeah.
absolutely. And I can't wait to share this with my listeners as well. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Juna. It's been a pleasure to speak to you. You have an amazing journey. More power to you. And I only hope that you continue to thrive even forward.
Thank you so much, Karishma. Thank you for having me. And thank you for the listeners. And wish you all the best as well.